Listen carefully. There's a silent crisis unfolding right in front of us, not in war zones, not in the markets, but in homes, offices, bedrooms, and hearts. A quiet unhappiness. A restlessness. So many women today have everything they were told would make them happy: freedom, opportunity, attention, luxury, validation, yet deep down, something still feels missing. They scroll through endless pictures of perfection. They chase success, chase affection, chase meaning, but peace never stays for long. And here's the truth no one dares to say out loud. The modern world gave women everything, except the one thing the human soul truly needs: alignment. Not comfort. Not money. Not validation. Alignment. Alignment between what we are and what we do. Between what we want and what we give. Between the inner feminine energy that longs for connection and the outer world that glorifies competition. This is not an attack. This is a diagnosis. And if you're a man watching this, you must understand this truth, because it explains not only female unhappiness, but the collapse of polarity, intimacy, and purpose in modern relationships. 1. The rise of the unfulfilled era. We live in the age of abundance. Everything is instant. Food, information, attention, even affection. But with abundance came emptiness, because abundance without depth is nothing but noise. For decades, society told women: be independent. Be powerful. Be unstoppable. Beautiful message. Necessary message. But somewhere along the way, it twisted into something else. Be independent at all costs. Compete. Prove. Dominate. Never need anyone. The modern woman gained equality, but lost tranquility. She gained recognition, but lost rest. She gained status, but lost softness. Now she stands in a world where she can do anything. Yet doesn't know what will make her happy. And before you, as a man, rush to judgment, understand this. Men went through the same crisis. We were told to be useful machines, not emotional beings. To chase wealth, not meaning. To provide, not feel. So both sides, masculine and feminine, ended up disconnected from their true nature. And disconnected people can't build harmony. They build conflict. 2. The modern female dilemma. Here's what you have to understand about modern women. They are not broken. They are overstimulated. They are not unhappy because of men. They are unhappy because they've been torn between two worlds that demand opposite things. One world tells her: be strong, ambitious, never depend on anyone. The other whispers: be loved, be cherished, let someone take care of you. And when she tries to live in both, she burns out. She becomes emotionally exhausted, striving to be everything and ending up feeling like nothing. So when you meet a woman who seems restless, irritable, or emotionally distant, understand this: she's not always angry at you. She's often angry at herself. Angry that despite all the effort, the success, the validation, she still doesn't feel whole. Because no amount of attention can fill the void of disconnection from the soul. Part 3. The illusion of constant comparison. Social media turns self-worth into a scoreboard. Millions of people, especially women, now measure happiness by how many hearts, likes, or views they get. Every scroll is a psychological comparison: someone prettier, richer, more loved, more admired. Every like is a hit of dopamine that fades in seconds. The result? A loop of insecurity disguised as empowerment. Validation addiction. She feels loved only when she's seen. But the moment attention fades, emptiness creeps in. And this is why so many relationships today collapse under invisible pressure, because one partner is seeking emotional stability while the other is seeking emotional proof. They don't connect, they perform. The truth is, you can't build a peaceful life on performance. Peace comes from presence, not applause. Part 4. the war between masculine and feminine energy. Let's talk energy, not gender, but polarity. Every human being carries both. Masculine, logic, direction, discipline. Feminine, emotion, creation, flow. In harmony, they dance. In conflict, they destroy. Modern society told women to embody masculine energy, to compete, to lead, to push. It worked materially, but drained them spiritually. And many men, seeing this, became passive, uncertain, afraid to lead, afraid to offend. So what happens when masculine energy disappears from the relationship? The woman unconsciously steps into it. She becomes controlling, anxious, restless, not because she wants to dominate, but because her feminine side no longer feels safe. And when the feminine doesn't feel safe, it becomes chaotic. It nags, criticizes, overthinks, not out of malice, but from emotional survival. Men misinterpret this chaos as dislike. But it's often a cry for polarity, for the calm, grounded energy that says, you don't have to carry everything. You can relax. That's why when a man leads with presence, women naturally soften. Because deep down, the feminine doesn't want control, it wants connection. Part 5, The Myth of Having It All. We sold a fantasy to modern women, that they could have it all at once, without trade-offs. Career. Love. Family. Beauty. Freedom. Balance. But no human being, man or woman, can master all dimensions simultaneously without sacrifice. Every choice means losing something. And pretending otherwise only breeds guilt. So you see millions chasing perfection, then feeling miserable for falling short of an illusion that never existed. The lie of having it all became the curse of never enough. The more they gain, the emptier they feel, because true happiness has never been about accumulation, but alignment. 6. The emotional void. Many women today carry unhealed emotional wounds, from absent fathers, failed relationships, betrayals, and pressures to be everything at once. They've learned to suppress vulnerability behind strength. But strength without softness becomes armor, and armor keeps love out. So when a man tries to connect, she might push him away. Not because she doesn't care, but because care feels dangerous. Love feels risky when you've been hurt before. That's why emotional healing, not empowerment slogans, is what the modern feminine truly needs. The world doesn't need more strong women. It needs more healed women. And the same goes for men. 7. What men can learn. Now, men, listen closely. The goal is not to judge, fix, or blame women. It's to understand. Because when you understand the roots of her unhappiness, you stop taking her moods personally. You start seeing beyond the surface, the constant busyness, the emotional swings, the complaints. You realize most of it is not about you. It's about her relationship with herself and a world that constantly tells her she's not enough. So your job is not to save her. It's to embody stability so powerfully that she remembers what safety feels like. You don't fight her chaos with chaos. You answer it with calm. That's what masculine presence truly is, not dominance, but direction. Not aggression, but grounded certainty. 8. The lost art of polarity. Relationships thrive on contrast. When masculine and feminine energies collide in balance, there's electricity, passion, and flow. But when both are in the same energy, too masculine, too feminine, attraction dies. That's why so many modern relationships feel like business partnerships instead of emotional unions. Both are competing for control instead of complementing with polarity. A woman cannot relax into her femininity if she's with a man who's unsure of his masculinity. And a man cannot lead with strength if he's with a woman who constantly challenges it. Polarity isn't oppression, it's balance. It's what creates emotional chemistry, sexual attraction, and natural harmony. 9. The return to wholeness. So what's the solution? It's not to go back in time or undo progress. It's to evolve, with wisdom. To teach men and women to reconnect with their essence instead of fighting it. To teach balance, not extremes. For women. To rediscover softness without seeing it as weakness. To allow vulnerability without shame. To rest in the peace of being, not constant proving. For men. To lead without arrogance. To protect without control. To embody strength that brings safety, not fear. When both sides heal their polarity, happiness returns, not from control, but from connection. 10. The truth no one tells you. Here's the truth most won't admit. Modern unhappiness, male or female, isn't caused by oppression, but by confusion. We've lost touch with who we are, so we chase what we think will fill the void. We replaced meaning with achievement, love with validation, purpose with performance. And no wonder we feel empty. Happiness isn't found in rebellion or perfection, it's found in harmony. Harmony between effort and rest. Between independence and intimacy. Between doing and being. So, the next time you meet a woman who seems unhappy, don't mock her. Don't hate her. Understand her. And most importantly, don't let her storm pull you out of your peace. Be the calm. Be the anchor. Because your stillness may remind her of something the world made her forget. That peace was never out there. It was always within. Final message. In the end, happiness is not gendered. Men and women both suffer when they lose touch with their nature. But when a man learns to stand firm, calm, and clear, and when a woman learns to flow, to trust, to feel, the dance begins again. Not one above the other, but side by side. So no, women are not doomed to unhappiness. They are searching, like all of us, for what the world told them to ignore, meaning, love, and peace. And you, as a man, should not resent that search, you should learn from it. Because in a world where everyone is chasing validation, the rarest power is contentment. The calm man is the strong man. And the man who understands instead of reacting, that man cannot be shaken. Be him. Be the calm in the chaos. Because when you are, the whole world, including the women within it, begins to heal.